bitch, I'm rolling like Ryan. And I'm rolling with them like the wheels on the bike. And I brought my Nina, we too old to be fighting. She barely got booty, but she throw it and I like it.
Welcome back to another banging video. This is Rolling with Ryan, and this is a reaction video. And I was just sitting here working on my video that I'm about to drop today. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, I haven't done charity in a minute. So I figured I'd give some charity and just show y'all something that came to me recently. I was actually going through on my YouTube channel and I was looking through. As you can see, I got a comment from someone and pretty much they said, at Rolling with Ryan, I figure you should know you have the honor of being in a video. So I figured I'd do a reaction video. I don't know what he's gonna say. I don't know what this video is about. I don't know anything about it, but I kind of want to check it out. But real quick, let's just look at this page, see what this is. It's kind of weird. I was like, who is this? All right, his name is the Dark Master. The Dark Master. The Dark Master. I don't know what he's got going on. I'm trying to get like more information. It looks like he does like cartoons. It looks like, huh? Very, very odd. I don't know. This looks like a type of channel that you'll see like deep in YouTube. You know that like when you go like too far in YouTube, you just let YouTube play. This is like one of those videos that that'll be too far in the little realm of videos. So yeah, I don't know. But this right here is actually the video that he did. And it's titled, give me a second. It's loading. Computer's a little slow right now. But while I'm waiting on this to pull up, it is. Oh. Anyway, yeah. While I'm waiting on this to pull up, please make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You know what? Go ahead and subscribe to this guy. Even though I don't know what he's about to say, I assume it's gonna be interesting because he felt it was important for me to get the info. So hey, let's see what it's about. This is like a 13-minute video. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the whole thing, but let's see.
Talking about recent controversy that occurred in my state, as well as an explanation as to where this video series has been. Now, Mississippi getting bad press is about as common as Red Light Chuck.
I want to start off by saying this looks horrible. I'm willing to help you out if you need, if you have any questions about. And again, I've never done like something like this. It looks like a PowerPoint. I'm sure you use some type of like digital work in the process. I think it's cool that you're doing this. I don't know how long you've been doing it. It looks like you've kind of been working on it a little bit, but I do respect it. Respect the grind. I appreciate it, but just let me know if you have any questions.
A boomerang or cult of Dusty sexually exploiting women. Sometimes this is justified, like when that Madison prosecutor hoped protesters would get COVID. Though to be fair, she did specify that just wanted the violent ones to do it, and let's be honest, this was completely unjustified. However, other times I would argue the outrage is unjustifiable. Indeed.
I have an interesting question on why you thought you should do like the Mississippi rebel flag in the background. I think it just says something about your personality, but I don't know. I'm assuming you're from Mississippi. It's a guess. I don't know. You didn't show your face. You didn't really have the information.
There have been numerous controversies stoked by the prongs of outside agitators, people who have never been to or live in the state, as well as political opportunists within the state itself, like Chuckaway Lumumba, mayor of Jackson. In this particular example, we must go to the small city of Petal in Forest County. There, the mayor, Hal Marks, considering his last name, you'd think the left would love him, made some mildly critical comments about the George Floyd incident. To paraphrase, he said that someone who can say, "I can't breathe," actually can breathe. Here's the thing. He's technically correct and incorrect at the same time. But let me explain.
Pick a side.
In order for someone to speak, they must have air that...
Are you about to break down with breathing, how to breathe?
past their esophagus. It's why you can't hear someone yell in space after all. However, despite this, Mr. Manx is still wrong, and I didn't really like his comment. Firstly, they were the most poorly timed internet comment in Mississippi history. Secondly, just because you have the ability to breathe doesn't mean you can function
I'm sorry, I gotta skip this.
with... Let me make this clear. George Floyd did not deserve what happened to him. The officer...
Why are you even doing this video? I'm very confused because you seem to not know.
officer did a good job, despite what some media morons...
So shut up and listen!
So is this what you look like?
Number 3. We, as a community, are tax-paying citizens. So our voices...
I am so confused.
Citizens, friends and family of George Floyd, an apology. Do it!
It's your best friend? I'm confused.
3 like in order. That's not how you count down, dude. However, all of this is immaterial. No matter the tweet's
so
exact...
You're just talking about everybody that talked about the situation, I guess?
But by the opportunistic damage report, a subgroup within the Armenian genocide-denying Young Turks. Man. Anyway, where being than even this mayor. So you know what? I think both of you deserve to be in the trash. However, instead, I'm going to
argue that he was able.
When did you talk about me? That's all I'm trying to
Hal Marks sponsored violence against people of color. That's who Hal Marks is, and he deserves to be in the garbage.
Okay, I would love to know how this charming human can look in this...
who loves seeing this type of, along with many other lawmakers and...
But this is how this oral Hal Marks, it's literally white nationalist. I'm sorry, Kasparian, where John wastes paper he could be recycling, throwing a printed picture of Marx into the trash. As such, I have done the responsible thing and got out my recycling bin.
What are you wearing?
Responsible.
You wearing a vagina?
Hey, hold on, this shit ain't funny. It ain't funny, but it is.
And got out my recycling bin to dispose of this John shit. Here's where you belong, douchebag. Now that the outsiders have been dealt with, and for the most part it was done, am I the only one who finds it hilarious that this protest about Black Lives is led by a bunch of white Karens, including one that looks like a hippie reject? But there's also been affairs of media criticism by local people that's utterly BS. Firstly, there's the fact that he's gotten legitimate death threats from both Antifa and the Black Hebrew Israelites thrown at his family. Not even at himself. They thrown at his family, which is completely absurd. Just because you're related to a politician doesn't mean you agree with said politician.
That shit look disgusting. You like a chunk of fucking... You just look like a chunk, like a slob. You know those little stress balls? where you work a man like this, and it's got like the sand and liquid inside.
There's, of course, people who made fun of the mayor's weight, ironic,
Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. I saw that. What
Like
he
a
said?
slob. You know those little stress balls where you working like a chunk of fucking. You just look like a chunk, like a slob. You know those little stress balls?
Doesn't mean you agree with said politician.
That shit look disgusting. You like a chunk of fucking. You just look like a chunk, like a slob. You know those little stress balls where you work a man like this?
I
It's
did
got like
that.
the sand.
I
And
did
liquid
that though.
inside.
I did that.
There's, of course, people who made fun of the mayor's weight.
What was your
ironic,
point though?
Doesn't mean
Like
you
what?
agree
What
with
is
said
your
politician.
point?
You know those little stress balls where you work a man.
Peak intellectual local criticism. So I guess it's sarcasm. So I'm gonna start here because I didn't watch the rest of the video. I'm gonna watch the rest of the video. But if you're willing to get in debate, show your face. You don't even have to show your face. You can wear a mask. You can hide, and we can talk about the situation. We can talk about your understanding of the social dynamic in Mississippi. We can talk about your journey. Clearly, I saw your hands, so you are white. You wore a black mask. I don't get your whole concept, but we can have this conversation. It's all up to you. If you're afraid, you don't want to do it, I totally get it. I would be too because I'm peak intellectual local. So let's talk about it.
This and it's got like the sand and liquid inside.
There's, of course, people who made fun of the mayor's weight. Ironic fat shaming, I guess. Some people even going
I think you fat. I have a theory. I think you fat. Show your face. Let's see. Let's see.
to say that because he is obese, he should be fired and unable to hold office. This is, of course, insane considering it comes from the people who look like Fat Albert rejects and the body positivity crowd. Never mind
Wait.
Fat Albert rejects.
Fat Albert rejects.
And the body positivity crowd. Never mind the fact that, I'll be frank, he's not that out of an ordinary. Not that Mississippi is all fat, but like
Mississippi is all fat.
being obese does not.
It's not about him being fat. It's about the way he looked fat. He looked like a special kind of fat. And I don't even want to get back on him. He is a special kind of fat. Show your face. Like I said, I think you fat.
Infringe on your ability to hold public office. Then there was the gang of yellow-bellied cowards who make up the board of aldermen. They called on him to resign.
Are you his son or something? Are you related to him? Get off his fat. Get off his fat.
An act of censure, which is infringement of freedom of speech, and tried to cut his salary. Apparently they don't believe in freedom of speech. In response, Manx did the right thing and refused, saying that he will...
And that's not factual. Me personally, I can only speak for myself. I do believe in freedom of speech. But also, I believe that if you're going to say something, you must understand that you have to bear the responsibility of what might come when you speak on something. Even me, I understood that there were going to be people like you. I understood there was going to be people that disagreed with what I did. And I use this moment right here to speak on something else. The fact that I'm not from Petal. It's out there. I ain't from there. You wouldn't understand the plight of an individual, regardless of where he's from, having to deal with someone. I have friends that are in Petal. I have to go through Petal for certain reasons. So when it comes to the police force, when it comes to, this is something that I have to deal with regardless. I have to deal with certain situations regardless of where I'm from. If I take a drive to Texas, if I take a drive to California, it doesn't matter. There are certain things that I have to deal with regardless of where I'm from. It doesn't matter. There's not like a sanction on me dying or me being affected by police brutality. So that's just a walk that you probably wouldn't understand. I don't know, maybe you would, but that's a walk that you probably wouldn't understand.
Finish his elected term, which he should, as he won that election fair and square. And I think if they really want to replace him, they should wait till the polls come. If I could predict the future, is that it is likely due to a combination of propaganda and genuine white guilt. And when I was researching this, always mentioned that Petal was founded due to white flight, as if only non-law by
I'm sorry, this is
that I
boring.
said
I'm skiping it.
in my mind was anything racial or if you look
On the agenda, the Board of Aldermen discussed reducing the mayor's salary as a punishment and urged him to step down. He denied, but the public continued to push him to resign.
That's me. I showed my face. You know what I'm saying? I showed my face. I ain't gonna lie. I got neck fat. I gotta deal with that. But just like Karl Marx, I'm putting all my fat behind me.
Police officer that has a moment where he could kill somebody, you have let him know that it is okay.
I'm sorry, black dude. Since when?
Pull up. Put your address down. Pull up. Either way, I come to you, you come to me. Either way, it's whatever. For real. For real.
Hypotheticals become evidence. I mean, like, first off, that cop you speak was likely going to do something wrong anyway, if at all. Thirdly, this is like a small town.
So, pause. So if you listen to the full statement that I had, you only played a little snippet, you would understand. Go watch my video to see what the full statement was. The whole point is, as a person of power, as a person that has political strength, there is more weight in your words. So there are a few things that can happen when you say something that has racial aspects to it, when you say something that has a negative aspect, when you say something about a man that was murdered. There are a few things that can happen. The first thing that happens is you show people that it's okay to say it. That's the first thing. So you're building a sort of culture that assumes that it's okay. That's the first thing, because you are a leader. You know what happens when someone's a leader, okay? The second thing that happens is there is a scenario that occurred. There was a police officer that had power, and there's an individual that that lacked power. We understand how that works. So what he did essentially is let them know that it was okay. What I meant by that is that an individual, regardless of whether he would have done it or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact that Karl Marx made a statement, essentially twice making a statement. He literally gave a police officer excuses. So one, if you could talk, you can breathe. So fine, what he did, he literally just pretty much just said that him putting his knee on his neck didn't kill him. That's what he said. A video we watch, that's what he's saying. It didn't kill him. If you could talk, you can breathe. So he can breathe. So something happened that had nothing to do with his knee. Okay. The second thing is Karl Marx came out with another statement pretty much saying that he was probably on drugs or whatever the case may be. So that's another thing. So now we're saying if an individual is killed during some type of police reaction or is killed during some type of police situation, then he's literally making up scenarios and situations like, oh, we can just say they're on drugs. Oh, we can say this, blah, 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 blah. Not only is he doing that, like I said, there is power in the political mouth. So for an individual to make these statements, he's literally letting them know, okay, I am standing by you. Okay, don't be stupid, all right? Anytime.
I highly doubt, people are a lot of people are looking into Mayor Makes and I'm being like, oh yes, I need his validation to shoot a black person. Well, that's absurd. Luckily, there were some reasonable people within the crowd, and here's a clip of one of these reasonable people.
I've watched him stand up for people's civil rights. He stood up for small businesses. He has stood up for Petal. He has helped keep our taxes.
Are they reasonable because they're white? You have a lot of beef with black people, okay? Take off your mask. You know what? Like I said, you don't even have to take it off. Drop your address. We can hit up a Zoom call. You don't even have to come near me. I'll put you on a map, okay? I'll give you an opportunity. You can prepare. I'll let you read a book. I'll recommend a book for you. It's fine. I'm okay with that.
He's all about freedom of speech.
It's like you can talk if you say the same thing we're saying. If you disagree with what we're saying, then we're going to shout you down and vilify you. And it's not acceptable.
And he's right. If you believe in freedom of speech for yourself, but not for those you disagree with, are you really for the First Amendment?
Don't think you understand. It's not about freedom of speech. It's about racism. You can say whatever you want to say. Matter of fact, I want you to. I'm happy that he said what he said. So now you have opened yourself up and you were honest with us. So now you must deal with the honesty of us not feeling comfortable with a person that has racial bias to be representing us as a town or as this area in general. So you have to be able to deal with that.
I mean, we're not.
And I was literally standing right out there watching that couple give that interview.
Meant to have a hug box. Are you even a rational human being? Was Manx's comments poorly timed and partially incorrect? Absolutely. Does that mean we should let the mob bend the knee to them and, force him to resign? Unless you believe that the legitimate election beforehand should be just illegitimized, I don't think so.
Racism. So Hitler should have stayed in power because he gained control however he did it.
Why should we bend the knee to
I really don't want to watch the rest of this.
This is how lynching used to. It's
wait. What did you say?
Non-white. I guess it's fine. Because the mob's, non-white, I guess it's fine. So yeah, that's about it. This is how lynchings happen, by the way. But
do you know how lynchings happen? Lynchings happen. I don't even want to explain it. I'll explain it to you if you're not afraid. I have a feeling you might be. I have a feeling that you did this, assuming that I wouldn't, assuming that you would get more than 23 plus, I guess, the 24 views I gave you. Pull up. It's like whatever. It's whatever.
Because the mob's. That's why I don't make videos so often on local matters as regularly as I used to.
You shouldn't have even done
Terrible.
This.
It's why I don't do debates that often. Terrible. It's why. Terrible. It's why I don't do debates that often, unless I get time to prepare beforehand.
You can prepare. I will let you prepare. How much time do you need?
But this was a really big. They threw this man out of the bus, and they're not doing it.
We didn't throw. We ain't got insurance. I don't have insurance. I didn't throw him under the bus.
Actually, honest thing. Don't worry though. Next weeks will be back to normal, as a Lego Ninjago video will be released, and if I can manage, at the same.
Lego Ninjago. What are you talking about? Lego Ninjago. Don't disrespect me. I don't know what that means. I'm done now. Thank y'all for watching. You're welcome. You don't even have to thank me for doing the video, reaction video, man. Go support, subscribe to this channel. Still trying to spread love. I'm very confused on what side you stand on. You seem to just be trying to do something just to do it. I guess you don't have content. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm willing to have a conversation. If you're willing to. If you want to have a talk, we can definitely have a talk. It's whatever. I'm intellectual, so, and I appreciate that compliment. Y'all, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm dropping more videos, trying to double up today. Thank you very much, and I'm out.
Bitch, I'm rolling like Ryan, and I'm rolling with them like the wheels on the bike. And I brought my Nina, we too old to be fighting. She barely got booty, but she throw it, and I like